the north and where the passion's running high. We're here to talk football, Austin FC, all right. ZG and E will take you on this ride. Week by week, side by side. It's section 1, 2, 3. We're the rowdiest in town. The Pirates team and Uncle Dave and Big Fudge all around. We sing our songs, we chant as one. Through thick and thin, the match day's just begun. In the north end, we stand together. Through every game, through any weather. From the first whistle to the final blow. The north end will never let go. Into the lights of Q2, our home, our sacred ground. In green and black, we fight, our voices loud and proud. Trio sees magic, Bacardi speed, Stuva saving grace. With every goal we score, the lights turn Verde, it's our place. So knows the mastermind, building our dream. Dan rules everything around me, as he strengthens our team. Let Rodo cook, he's got the perfect recipe. Austin FC, our heart and soul forever will. In the north end, we stand together. Through every game, through any weather. From the first whistle to the final blow. The north end will never let go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the 2024 Verde Best Ball League Summer Transfer Window Draft. I am your host, Zach Graham, joined, as always, by my good buddy. His name is Ian Michaud. We call him Edolfo tonight because he is the co-sporting director of the North End Podcast Best Ball team. And just real quick off the top, this is more, I was telling our buddies who are waiting in the background, this is more like you and I kind of just overseeing a 4-team competition. As you can see the standings scrolling at the bottom. We're trying to hold off Texas Ring of Fire for that wooden spoon. And I guess we can just say this to start. No Texas Ring of Fire delegation here tonight. Harry, RB out on the road, various responsibilities. We've got some instructions from them for their pick. I think it's just a nice, convenient excuse to not have to bring that shiny wooden spoon along with them to show off. So I'll ask you as I always do. How you feeling, my friend?
Man, I'm excited. You know, God, that song just puts me in a mood.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're like, 5 days away from returning to MLS play.
It's post-win song, so you get a little juiced up there. I'm excited. Got all the buddies here, all the homies, the expanded league, and like you said, we are watching them dominate us. And our only mission here is to not finish in last place. And I'm not even sure Roto could save our team at this point in time. So we'll see what Edolfo can do here.
All right, well, let's not waste any more time. We'll bring them on in order of standing. So up top right now, representing Verde all day, it is Mr. Phil West. Phil, how you doing, man?
I'm great. Love the theme song.
Oh, thanks.
Where'd it come from?
That is a commercially licensed AI.
What?
So believe it or not, we are bowing down to the AI overlords. We did write the lyrics, but performed.
Oh my
by
God.
the computer. Yeah, so we are very happy with the victory song, and we haven't been able to play it in the last couple of weeks, so thought we might as well fire it up here for the Verde Best Ball.
Machines are taking over, and that's amazing.
All right, next up, representing We Are Austin TV here in second, we've got the legend. We've got Hernan here. H, Mustache, coming back strong. How you feeling, man? How's the league's cup break been treating you?
Oh man, you know what? It was a good run. I will say that, but I'm not gonna lie, the small break, it was very much needed. I'm sure for the fan base it was needed. For the players, I'm sure it was double needed. But I'm excited to get back to it. Saturday, back at it versus Nashville, and then we're not back at Q2 until the Vancouver game. So still gotta wait some time.
Yeah, man, we'll see a big 9 games ahead. Obviously, I'm sure we'll touch on Austin FC and their playoff chances as we go here. And Phil, you've got some fans in the chat here saying whoever had Bupenza needs a sympathy bowl for hand thrown. So
I had Bupenza and Giacomakis as my first 3 picks, and I'm still winning. So I don't know what that tells us.
What's up, H?
Shout out to Arglass. I just want to say that. Shout out to Maji Arglass. Big ups.
Yeah, absolutely. Always hanging around the independent media streets here around Austin FC. Third place right now. And the defending champions, we have a sporting director change. We had Jeremiah Bentley back in February here in the summer transfer window. Landon Cottom representing Moon Tower Soccer. Landon, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys. I think during the first draft, I couldn't join because I was next to a pool with a beer in my hand, and I think that's where Jeremiah is now. And so we swapped places, but yeah, excited to be here, excited to get back in the sporting director chair.
Yes, sir. The life of the champions there, sitting poolside during the draft. Just one of us go handle this. Last but certainly not least, currently sitting in 4th place, we've got 2/3 of the Verde Independent podcast. We've got Lojo, we've got Low Bar. Lojo, I'll start with you because you've got my favorite shirt on out of the 7 of us here on screen. How you feeling, man? I know Chelsea just started right with the Premier League season, so busy times over there at the Verde Pendant. What's been going on?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Chelsea until probably next week. Rough week against the criminals of the Prem. But hey, we're real excited. Had a really strong push at the beginning of best ball, and hopefully we can do that here in the end of the last few weeks here.
Low Bar, last but not least, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. Just got back from vacation, chilling. I'm back in the office full time at this point, so no more remote work. We're back to real life. I'm an adult again. Oh. It's crazy.
That's not a crime in Austin at this point to not have remote work? That's crazy.
Outside of the city of UT Austin, it is a crime, but
wow.
Yeah.
Board of Regents could care less. So
I thought they passed a law. I thought I did.
I'll call the NAACP on your behalf if you want me to.
Oh yeah.
Well, everybody, I apologize if there's any delay or interruptions. I think I'm having some internet issues over here, but we will press on and we will wait no longer to jump into this transfer window draft. So if you are not familiar with what we're doing here, these 6 outlets have fantasy teams that we drafted back in February, but it is best ball style, which means we drafted teams of 15 players, 5 forwards, 5 midfielders, 3 defenders, and 2 goalkeepers. And then every MLS match day, each team's top 2 scoring forwards and midfielders, their top scoring defender and goalkeeper, comprise that team's score for that week. And we keep score throughout the season. So tonight we are going to make swaps to our teams for the first time this season. And we have along the way, when a player leaves the league, like and Emmanuel Reynoso, or I forget the one that you had, Phil, Yakumakis went down to Cruz Azul, right? So we have had a couple replacements in the middle of the season, but plenty to do here tonight. We are going in reverse order of standings, which means the Texas Ring of Fire is on the clock. And I have, like I said, some instructions from RB and the crew, and their first move is to draft Osman Bukhari from Austin FC and replace Diego Rubio. So they get the upgrade in talent there, and they also take care of that Austin FC requirement, because here in the Verde Best Ball League, you must leave each draft with a minimum of 1 Verde and Black player. And that puts the North End podcast on the clock, trying to hold off Texas Ring of Fire in that spoon race. And E, I know we have discussed already what we're going to do here, so I will let you, Edolfo, make our first swap.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we were kind of on the fence about this because he was potentially getting a start coming up.
Oh yeah, no. We gotta make the move. So let's do it.
Okay, so
I told you how it's gonna go.
all right. Well, now I'm going to review our text messages here. We're talking
All right.
we're talking Pedro, right?
We're talking Pedro.
Okay, we're
Pedro
talking
de la
Pedro.
Vega for
Pedro de la Vega. We are going to drop him and replace him with Mr. Bogusz from LAFC.
We will
That makes
pick
sense.
up
Probably the
Mateusz-
top of everyone's wish list, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mateusz
Everyone mark
Bogusz
it off.
on the team, and if you are brave enough to pick up a Pedro de la Vega, of course, today Brian Schmetzer says he's ready to go and considering starting him on Saturday. We are getting out of the Pedro business for this season, and that brings up the Verde Pendant boys for their round one swap.
Yes, sir. So we had Bogusz at the top, obviously, like all of us did, outside of Bukhari. But we're still going to go midfield. We're going to drop Alex Ring. We love you. It's not personal. And we're going to pick up Gomez from RSL.
Oh, well, I'll stop you there. I'll save you.
So how
Andres
nice do we
Gomez.
want to be to
Oh,
each
come
other?
on.
He's available online, and he's still on the team.
Andres
on MLS.
Gomez, no longer in the league. He was sold.
Okay.
Just
MLS
like a
needs
few
to
Yeah,
days.
so, and I will note, MLS Fantasy. Of course, MLS Fantasy has not updated the rosters yet. You know, the game just restarts in, 4 days. But yeah, Andres Gomez, no longer a member of Real Salt
I
Lake.
double checked to make sure on MLS.com too. He was still there. So
Yeah, of course.
that was,
Of
here we
course.
are.
I should have.
This brings up another question I had
Okay.
Major League Soccer.com's fantasy website just kind of randomly chooses where to put wingers as forwards or midfielders. What if Ring of Fire made this swap? What if it comes out that Bukhari's listed as a midfielder?
Right. So I went through the transfer trackers on MLSsoccer.com, and they did list positions there. So I included wingers as forwards, anybody listed as a midfielder there, defender there. So we'll just go with that, and we'll live with it if the fantasy game says otherwise. It's the best we can do with these new additions to the league. So unless there's any objections to how I'm treating that.
No, I was mainly in case I did something like that, and then
I like it, but I will say every single quote unquote winger in Austin FC is a midfielder on MLS Fantasy, for what it's worth.
That's true. That is true.
O'Brien, Finley, Rigoni, Owen
That's
Wolf
true.
is counted.
I will say
in
in this case, in the defensive Texas Ring of Fire, they also need to replace Emmanuel Reynoso.
That's right.
So they could have got Bukhari first regardless. But yeah, it's at MLS not making it easy on us.
True. Okay. Well, Ben,
to create content around their fantasy game.
fair point. So we'll leave Alex Ring in for now. You can flip that. One guy we have to replace is Carranza, who I do know for sure is not in the league anymore. So we'll swap him for Bernadeschi, and we'll do that.
All right, Federico Bernadeschi in, Julian Carranza out, and that puts Moontower on the clock here in round one.
All right, I'm already questioning my strategy here. I told y'all before we started streaming that I have 3 spreadsheets open. I did a lot of research, a lot of X lookups, crossing different data sources together, and the main takeaway I came away with was that I should replace players who aren't in the league anymore with players who are in the league. That y'all can keep that one. That's a pro tip for you. But I kind of want to replace someone who is still in the league first. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to drop Xande Silva and take the good forwards while they're still here. But now I have to decide which one I actually want. Looking at Joveljic, looking at Navarro, looking at Cabecita. I think I'm going to take the
Joveljic
lower.
was my replacement for Giacomakis.
Wait, what did you say?
Joveljic is on Phil's team now.
You took Joveljic. Okay, it doesn't matter. I was going to take Cabecita anyway. So Rodriguez from Portland.
Bastard.
Well, it's not like it matters. So
Come on, we can make up the 150-point difference or whatever it is.
yeah, come on.
So Cabecita in Zonde Silva out, and we are Austin TV up here in round 1.
Well, sucks. Cabecita was definitely one of the main targets for a lot of folks here on stream, huh? I definitely want to replace some folks that aren't in the league anymore. I think I have Morris, right, Zach?
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken.
No, Jordan Morris is actually with Moon Tower this year.
No,
Aiden Morris.
Aiden
Oh,
Morris.
Aiden, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sorry, Aiden Morris, yes, on your team and no longer in the league.
I do have to replace him. However, I wanted to take care of the whole Cabecita business. I can't do that anymore. So, I don't think anybody has Christian Oliveira. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And would he fall under a forward or a midfielder?
He is a midfielder.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll take him for Mr. Aiden Morris.
All right. Christian
I'll do
Oliveira
that swap too.
in, Aiden Morris out, and we'll round out round 1 with Phil.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is the snake?
It is not.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say goodbye to Dylan Barrero,
All right.
and I'm gonna pick up Cole Bassett.
Cole Bassett from the mighty Pids. Up the fucking Pids, I guess, is
Up Pids.
that's the new saying, right? Gotta love that League's Cup Final 4. So into round 2 we go. And I do have instructions for this pick from RB and Texas Ring of Fire. It will be Jesus Ferreira going out, Olivier Giroud coming in. So you've got LAFC players flying off the board here in the early rounds after I believe only 2 of them were rostered at the beginning part of the season. So we must confer here.
I can't believe all those guys were still there.
I
It's
know.
It's actually
I don't know why
really-
we didn't believe in the
looks
LAFC.
really shitty for
y'all
us.
want to hear something
Yeah.
funny? So when I was making all my spreadsheets, I had this formula set up that would like list if someone was on the rostered within this best ball league. And I kept seeing these names. I was like, I can't believe all these guys are available. And then I looked at the list and realized they were all people on my team because I didn't add them to that list that it was pulling from. And so I was like, how did nobody pick any of these people? And I was like, oh, I have them already. Okay. Never mind.
All right, E. I will go ahead and make this pick since we have come to an agreement. We are going to try to fortify our defense with none other than another LAFC player. We're going to go Aaron Long in and Jack Elliott out. Disappointing Philadelphia Union defense for us here in the first 2/3, 3/4 of the season, whatever we're at now. So that'll put the Verde pendant on the clock here. And as we go, I do have some stats to read off. Weekly wins. Phil leading the way with 8 weeks won, and then a tie with Moon Tower and Verde Pendant, 5 weeks apiece. So we've got Verde Pendant on the clock here in round 2. They replaced Carranza with Bernadeschi in round 1 and their second round pick.
Sure. For our second round pick, we will be replacing Risa of NYCFC, and we will be taking Maya Yoshida.
Who?
Good pick.
Yeah,
All
Phil
right,
West said
Maya
good pick.
Yoshida.
Don't who us if you Phil West over here telling us good pick. All right, who said it?
Hey, we had to
He made up for it. It just took.
No, it's okay. Phil West hooed us last time, so it's
for that Burke Risa pick. actually.
Well,
So,
a who on the way in, a who on the way out.
You went from a who to
All
a
right,
good job.
Moon Tower on the clock here.
All right. I will now drop our player who's not in the league. So we've got Thiago Almada. We'll drop him. A lot of good midfield options available still. And I'm struggling here to take a risk on a new guy in the league or go with kind of a proven entity. But I think I'm going to stick with a proven entity who's shown that they're back for good and take Lewis Morgan.
Lewis Morgan in, Thiago Almada out, and that puts Hernan and We Are Austin TV on the clock here in round 2.
So I am going to take this time to take care of a defensive replacement. We're going to drop Tafari.
Okay.
And we'd like to pick up Mr. Tim Ream.
Kosi Tafari out. Tim Ream in.
Good. Get him out. We don't want to get him out of here. Tafari.
Yeah, he's banned. Might as well just banish him from the league.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Again, apologies for my internet issues here. I'm being told it is very, very not good. So Phil, Verde all day on the clock here to close out round 2.
Okay, I'm going to also go Rapids here for this pick. I'm going to get rid of Bupenza, which has already been done, and I'm going to pick up Rafael Navarro.
All right. Navarro in, Bupenza out, and that puts Texas Ring of Fire on the clock here. And this, I believe, will be their last selection. This ends the instructions I have, but they got all of their guys here. Marco Royce will replace Emmanuel Reynoso for Texas Ring of Fire, and that will put the North End back on the clock here. And I think we should do this and just take care of that position. We'll see. We will confer. All right. You want to go ahead and make that pick, E?
Sorry, boys. Muted there. No, go ahead. I don't want to deal with those names.
All right. We are going to get rid of Pedro Galese in net, and we are going to add Christian Kalina from Charlotte FC with new center back Tim Ream in front of him, and that will pass it to the Verde Pendant boys in round 3.
Cool. Sources say this player is still in the league as of my recent Google search, so I'm going to go for it. We're going to drop Pookie, who's having a stinker of a year, and we're going to pick up Willie Agata.
All right. Willie Agata in. It's been hot lately. Super hot Willie Agata. Timu Pukki not so much, and that moves us on to Moon Tower here in round 3.
All right. I've got one more player who will not be playing the rest of the season to replace, and that's Matt Miazga. Season-ending injury, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll drop him. And Verde Pendant, you took Yoshida, correct?
Correct.
I'll take his countryman and teammate and go with Mickey Yamane.
All right. Yamane in. Miazga out. And that moves it to Hernan for his 3rd round pick.
You Verde Pendant boys dropped to 4th place.
A lot of injuries.
Yeah, a lot of injuries and a lot of international guys.
You know.
We're
Chelsea fans.
I've got some injury stats too.
That Instagram was popping early season for you boys. You're really
we got to stretch
now.
Don't worry.
Question
Don't
Z,
worry.
how much time do I have on the clock?
10 seconds.
It's got to make a phone call.
All right, am I back? Yes. Okay. Did I miss Hernan's pick here, or is he still on the clock?
You missed a question.
How much time he has?
He has on the clock here.
Oh, you've got plenty. That's why I've got stats here to help us along the way. We were talking injuries.
We were.
Right? And if this can get through my internet connection here, the most injured team, including bye weeks and suspensions and international duty, is Texas Ring of Fire, with no surprise there.
Yeah.
They have missed 29.7% of their potential players this season, closely followed by the North End, 27.1%. of our potential players have missed. So maybe like when you look at some of those leagues with no salary cap, the teams that spend the most win the most. The teams that miss 30% of their players in best ball don't do too well.
True. Zach, I'm going to say that's why we didn't choose Messi with the first pick.
Hey, I was thinking that earlier today.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the victory lap to come around, and well deserved.
It seems like a coaching issue to me.
Probably.
All right, let's see. We got Hernan in the war room. He's ready to go.
The pick
Okay, I think I have my pick. However, I have a question. How many other rounds are there after this one?
As
many as you need.
Okay, perfect.
You
okay,
can replace whatever you want.
I have my pick locked in, brother.
All right, go ahead.
So this guy is popping up as a midfielder, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Andres Gomez of RSL. He's available, correct?
He got picked by somebody and he's out of the league. So
Sheesh. My fault.
No. He was already warned. Let him have it.
Yeah.
You're right. That was one of the first ones, huh? Okay, then I'm gonna go with my original pick. I'm gonna take out Mr. Alan Pulido. I'm gonna take him out, and I'm gonna pick up Mora from Portland.
Go.
Felipe Mora.
Felipe Mora in, Alan Pulido out, and I know that hurts you, H, to get your boy.
It
off
does.
there.
It does, mate. It does.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna lie.
Phil is up here to close out round 3.
Okay, well, we need to leapfrog this guy's team for Austin to get in the playoffs, but I'm going to pick him anyway. Robin Lode.
All right, Robin Lode in, and who
Phil,
are
he was gonna
In
be
for
one of my
Herrera.
sleepers.
Yeah, so Hector Herrera, Robin Lode in.
I was hoping everyone would forget about him and I could pick him up in like the 5th round.
Nope, not a chance.
Almost.
All right, we're into round 4. Texas Ring of Fire will pass here, and that will put us on the clock. And E, I will let you, even if you have a question about how to say this name, I know you are ready to jettison this guy who is lovingly, or maybe not so lovingly, known as the Chipmunk around the North End Podcast Studios.
Bro, I can't. Oh my God, that first game we watched him. Luis Muriel, man, I hate you. I don't like you. You're not on the team. We were all in on Orlando at the beginning of the season, and that wasn't the best call we've ever had. I actually saw it in the spreadsheet little tabs there. We have our team draft going. And I'm like 40 points behind you, 30,
something like that. Yeah, I updated that yesterday, and go ahead.
We're in full draft season here. It's looking good. All right, we are getting Muriel out of here, and we are picking up Ezekiel Ponce.
Ponce.
There we go. We'll take
and he
that.
plays for the Orange team. Don't care, really what his name is. Just if they score goals, it better be him.
Look,
Right.
he's probably going to get hurt now. So we should have just
when you
taken
come-
all Houston players and just
Houston and
suspended.
Dallas players. We should pick up a couple loons while we're here. Onto the Verde Pendant here in round 4.
Yes. Well, actually, speaking about the Orange team, we actually had to consult Paul about this next decision that we're about to make. We're going to drop Steve Clark. He was heartbroken. That's the goalkeeper of the jerseys in the back of his closet. But we're going to pick up Freese. Freeze.
Matt Freeze on the team. Steve Clark out. Steve Clark is not with an E, right? It's just C-L-A-R-K.
Yeah, standard 5-letter.
All right, the standard 5-letter Clark. That moves us to Moon Tower here in round 4.
Oh no. Okay. I'm getting into the area where I don't need to replace them.
Same, yeah.
Right.
But I think I can upgrade still.
Yeah.
So Kalina's already off the board. I was kind of on the fence with this guy dropping him, and then there's been some rumors that have made me think I should, but that's John Tolkien. It's been there are available defenders who have more points than him, but there's also some transfer rumors. So I think I'm going to go ahead and drop Tolkien.
Okay.
And we'll pick up. So the Tim Ream thing I think is interesting because there's 2 highly rated Charlotte guys here as well, but are these guys going to start eating each other's points? And that's what makes me a little nervous. I'm going to take a chance and take one of the newcomers and go with Awaziem from Cincy.
Okay, nice. I got to look up how to spell that unless you...
Awaziem. I think his first
A-W-A.
name's Chidozie Awaziem.
I see.
He may be a fantasy dud, but he looks like a really good center back. So who knows?
All right, we'll clean that up later. On to Hernan here in round 4. We are Austin TV 4 winning weeks. Northern Podcast 3, Texas Ring of Fire just 1. Hernan rubbing the hands together. He's ready to go.
I'm excited for this pick actually because Zach, you had mentioned during the last round that I participated in. You said that it hurt me to lose Mr. Alan Polido, and it's true. And it's also true that I would love some Real Madrid players, but for this pick, I'm gonna select the player that was dropped. I'm gonna select the player that was dropped.
Like it.
I'm going with another H. I'm going with Ache, baby. Let's get it. Let's run it.
H's
Let's dance.
everywhere.
Let's dance. Ache. Let's go.
All right, Ache in. Who did he replace? Hernan?
Facundo Torres.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. And Phil on the clock here to close out round 4.
Yeah, so despite Landon's word of caution, I think he's been playing too well to not get starts, and he just got extended. So I'm going to go with Addison Malanda from Charlotte to replace Ymar.
Malanda replaces Ymar. And we're into round 5. Texas Ring of Fire will pass. And I'm going to go ahead and make this pick for us. We are going to jettison Amal Pellegrino. All of our hopes and dreams dashed by he and Luis Muriel. And we're going to pick up new arrival or coming back stateside here, Nico Giacchini for FC Cincinnati.
Good pick.
And that will put the Verde pendant on the clock here in round 5.
Okay, so he was one of the 2 guys we were looking at. We're going to take a flyer here, though. Shallowy's been a little dookie, so we're going to drop Shallowy. We got a Gata in. We're good there. We're looking at a young kid out in RSL who got signed, and I have no idea how to say his name, but his name is Dominic Marczuk, something like that.
I saw that earlier today. Dominic RSL.
If he can get more than 3
Marczuk.
Correct. I'm hoping he can get more than 3 points a week on average because that's what Shallowy's doing for us. Have some fun there.
Yeah, those SKC assets have not been very fun this year at all. Moon Tower, round 5.
I am going to drop goalkeeper Joe Willis.
Okay.
And pick up John McCarthy from the Galaxy.
McCarthy in, Joe Willis out. And I think a good move because I've been seeing predictions 4-0, 5-0 Austin FC this Saturday. So Joe Willis would be giving you negative points there. We are Austin TV back on the clock here in round 5.
Man, everybody's picking some really top talent. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very impressed with everybody's picks. I need maybe just one quick second. I am gonna drop one more player, just real quick. I need a war room chat.
Yeah, get in that war room. Got some more stats here. We've had 9 players score 20 or more points in a single game week. Moon Tower leads the way with 3. That is Luis Suarez twice in week 2 and week 11. And then Georgi Mihailovic in week 19 with 21 points. Verde Alde and the Verde Pendant both have 2. For Phil, that was Yakumakis back in week 3. Daniel Gazdag in week 26, kind of bookending the schedule there with big performances. Benteke twice for the Verde pendant. Get that Benteke meme going in the group chat. We Are Austin TV
Nice.
got 21 out of Chicho in week 17. Texas Ring of Fire got 28 out of Messi. That is the highest score for an individual player on the season. And one team noticeably absent with no 20-point performances. That is the North End Podcast.
The host.
We're all about balance.
And we also, there's plenty of 18s, 19s in there. There was one week, Phil, when he set the record, 77 points in week 21, had 3 players score 18 points exactly.
Damn.
It was a good week.
data.
Throwing out all the data from the first 26 weeks
Good
of the
data.
2024 Verde Best Ball League. This is good data here, but I don't think the Logans want to hear it. Lowest weekly score of the season, 17 points back in week 22.
Oh
Y'all
my God.
You all wish you could do that.
True. That was a week of
You'll
wild
never see that.
tensions.
But hey,
weeks. That
Verde
was-
Pendant they are the only other team to eclipse 70 points in a single week. That was back in week 12. So they held the record for about 2 months there.
I mean, get you a team that can do both. All right.
Why-
Look,
the
We can
week
do
where
it.
we got 17, we had 7 DMP suspensions and buys across our team, 4 of which were in the forwards.
it was awesome.
It was
It was
tough.
great.
All right, Hernan's looking like he's ready to make the pick. So what do we got?
Okay, so we're gonna make one more drop.
All right.
We're going to drop Mr. Coco Carrasquilla.
Okay.
Just not good enough. Not good enough.
Also banned from the league.
Not good enough there. And we would like to pick up Mr. Marcel Hartel
Okay.
from
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
I'm kidding.
I had him on my list, H. It's another one of those, like, he looks really good, but who knows what the fantasy points are going to look like.
Yeah, this one made it last minute transfer window deadline call. So hopefully this one makes it in. Hopefully this is a good one.
Lots of calling agents back and forth.
Primo on the lines.
Rodo Primo. Idolfo.
All right. Phil on the clock here. End of round 5.
Okay, I think I'm going to make one more change at goalie. I'm going to take out Celentano, and I'm going to put in All-Star Martin Paz.
All-Star. Oh, is he owned?
I think he might.
He is owned by Moon Tower.
Oh, he is.
Take a
He
shot.
is Indeed.
Never mind.
It is fantasy football draft season.
I will
That is the
then
rule.
pass. I'm good.
All right, we've got a pass there. We've got a pass. Texas Ring of Fire.
Just drop Messi for him.
Yeah, why not?
we're-
I mean, apparently
out
he's
for the year.
hurt. There's coaching issues. Just drop him.
Triple dog dare you, bro.
RB just comes flying into the stream. Hi. Hi, what are you doing?
I'll say this. He ain't getting you first place.
Nope.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. The North End here in round 6 will pass.
Oh,
So the Verde Pendant on the clock.
Pass. We're good.
All right. Moon Tower up.
I think I'm going to keep going.
Do it.
All right. Keep it rolling.
I think I want to drop Eduardo Atuesta
Okay.
and let's go with Orellano from Cincinnati.
It's a good pick. I was thinking about him.
Nice. Mariano. And that puts We Are Austin TV on the clock. We got anything else, or we passing here, H?
Commissioner, we will pass.
All right. We Are Austin TV puts in the pass. Phil, another pass for you.
Yep.
All right. Verde Pendant. Pass. And Landon. Your show.
All right, give me 2 seconds to check something.
Yeah. All the time you
Dang.
need.
Getting in there.
You gotta always be making moves. This
Yep.
is the mistake Austin FC made between 22 and 23.
True.
Didn't keep it fresh.
Look, Landon is out there looking for who he can send his last international spot to for a little bit
That's
of game,
right.
a little bit of leverage here.
I did
for
see
the stretch run.
someone in the chat, Stephen Mackey said, "Has anyone picked Gam yet? Can I defer a spot and just take some Gam
Right.
for next year's draft?
What would Gam get you?
Trade up a pick.
Okay.
Oh,
But then what does the other person get?
Right. They get one of your picks.
Gam for the next year. MLS isn't a pyramid scheme, though. No matter what anybody tells you.
Stephen Mackey said, anyone rolling?
Yeah,
with
someone picked up
Marco
Royce.
That was a Texas Ring of Fire, Mackey. Swapped out Emmanuel Reynoso for Marco Royce.
He's a forward. I was looking at the wrong list. Okay. Apologies, folks.
All good.
Do any of y'all play actual MLS fantasy like during the season outside of Zach?
For about 2 weeks.
I used to, I took it pretty seriously for a couple of years, and then it just like became too much because you have to pay so much attention to the rosters as they're coming out, and that's the only way you can win. And if you miss one day, then you're just screwed for the rest of the year. So I gave up.
On the Discord, we have a $100 fantasy competition going on, and right now, well, when it first started, it was like 15 teams, right? And I was even in. I was like, let's go. I'm like top 4 for like 6 weeks, just hanging on in there. But it's true. After a while, it's so hard to keep up with it. Now it's like a 4-horse race. But Arglass, dude, I don't even know who Arglass is. But whoever Arglass is, man, they are killing it at fantasy. I think they're probably ahead by some points, and they're probably going to win the grand prize. That's all that I do.
He saw free money, so he saw.
I was going to say maybe that's Tim Thompson in disguise. That's a MLS fantasy guru there, our buddy Tim, the stat man.
So I told y'all before we started streaming that the pick that Jeremiah made in my absence that made me panic a little was Insigne, who's actually done okay. Yeah. And I was thinking about dropping him now, but I'm not sure I can upgrade. So I think I'm going to hold.
All right. And that means all 6 teams have passed consecutively, which will conclude the summer transfer window draft here, fellas.
Good work, everybody.
It was a pleasure. Excited to see everything play out the rest of the year. And on our way out, go ahead, Landon.
How do you feel like you did for the Ring of Fire boys? Did you do them justice?
I got all 3 of the guys that RB wanted in the order that he wanted.
There you go.
It's pretty good.
So I feel like I did a great job as a commish and as a friend. All right, we'll get you guys out of here. I want to remind anybody that is tuned in here or watching on the replay, we're back tomorrow, picking up our regular schedule back to Wednesdays and Sundays, and we will have the Very Pendant podcast finishing up our annual home and home series. So we'll get you guys out of here first, just so I don't get tired of you. And I won't ask you any prediction questions because we're going to be doing a lot of that tomorrow. But Lobar, anything else for you before we get you out of here?
We're chilling, man. You can follow me on Twitter at LobarVHLM. It's in the name right there. Otherwise, you'll see me next year on the draft.
Lojo, how about you?
Same thing, the Lolo Jones, but also, of course, we're all at the Verde Pendant podcast. And shout out Paul, couldn't be here, but
yes,
he's with us in spirit as always.
Always.
Appreciate you, boys. We'll see you tomorrow back here on the North End podcast. And we'll go to Hernan here, of course, representing We Are Austin TV. Appreciate you coming on as always, H. Always good to hang and catch up with you. And excited again. We're about a week and a half away from seeing each other in person at Q2 outside that zebra gate. So anything else for you before we get you out?
No, man, just want to send a shout out to the Discord chat. I asked them if they had any surprise picks or anything like that, and they did not disappoint. I did use some of them, so hopefully that makes them be more engaged to the competition, because not only is it our race, it's also theirs too. So everybody's tied into this now. We're all gonna win this. Either we all win it or we all lose. So I'm happy
I'm on
with
that
those
Discord
calls.
too. Does that mean that I would win as well if you guys
We Phil and I have like a city Girona partnership thing kind of going on. That's what we have.
I
But
got
that's all. That's all. Fun,
Awesome.
fun
Appreciate it,
stuff,
H.
and I'm happy. I'm happy to be here, mate.
Yeah, man. Hey, make sure you're following We Are Austin TV, Top Flight Podcast, Hernan on Twitter as well. If you're watching this stream and you aren't, I don't know what you've been doing with yourself. Make sure you follow everybody here on the stream. Good to see you, H. We'll see you next time. Landon, the sporting director change, I think is going to work out pretty well for you guys. Defending the title. What do you have to say for yourself before you take off here?
I feel good about the picks, but we've got some ground to make up. So we'll see how it does. Boys, thanks so much for doing this. This is, I think I told you this last year. This is so much fun, and I'm so glad I don't have to manage it all. So you just show up and make my picks and then leave and then watch you update the scores every week.
Absolutely.
So this is great. I really love that y'all do this, and I love what y'all do. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem, Landon. Appreciate you guys participating. And all we will ask in return is down the road when we make a huge push for the North End podcast to take over MLS Fantasy, that we get your endorsement. So
absolutely.
Years down the road. All right. See you, Landon. And Phil, currently in pole position. Phil, I know obviously doing all the exhaustive work with Verde all day. You have not stopped putting out the content during this Leagues Cup break. What do you got here before we shut it down here on a Tuesday night?
I mean, again, you can find me on Substack, Verde All Day. You can find me and my partner in some Verde All Day, Moises Chian, doing Emergency Podcast, wherever you find the podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all that. And yeah, just really excited to be finally getting back into the final 9 games of the season, seeing whether or not this team's going to make the playoffs. I think that is it's been the big looming question all season. So I definitely think that now it's in focus and not sure which way it goes. So I think you guys are probably rosy optimists, but I had a projection earlier where they just missed it in 10th place agonizingly. Hated to do it, but just kind of did the math on the games and that's what I came up with. But that's why they play the games.
Well, and look, man, Moises kind of stepping on our optimism corner.
Oh yeah,
I heard his prediction.
Yeah, he went to town.
I mean, that is E style if I've ever heard it. Moises predicts 8 straight victories coming out of the Leagues Cup break. I don't even know if you can top that.
We'll take that for sure.
Well, actually, he had I think he had a loss and a tie in there.
Somewhere in
it was pretty rosy. So we'll see. I mean, again, 9 games left, going to be exciting. And then obviously, I think the off season is going to bring quite a bit as well. So yeah, I'll keep covering. So see me there.
Awesome. We appreciate it, Phil. Everybody go subscribe to the Verde All Day Substack if you have not yet. Phil, I know the school year's getting started, so press availability on Thursday. You might be added there again on the road teaching. I'm not sure.
We'll see. There's some stuff bubbling, but yeah, I think if I'm not there, Moises will catch me, and then obviously I'll be writing about it after the fact. Trying to make, again, you get the quotes in the press conference, and then I think where I really come in is to kind of try to read between the lines of what's being said, and because that's. The press conferences are not there for everybody to be informed of what Austin's going to do in any given week. So, as you know.
Ain't that the truth? We appreciate it, Phil, and good luck to you and everybody else along the way. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Take care, man.
All right, we are back tomorrow, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Anything else for you before we get out of here?
No, sir.
All right, man. Well, we will have match preview, right? Get those started again here coming out of the break. Weekly MLS picks coming up on Friday. Excited to jump into this stretch run with everybody. And appreciate you tuning in, whether you caught this live or you're watching it back on the replay. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the follow button across social media. And if you're listening anywhere, The best way to support the show is by downloading the audio version of this episode and any other episode of the North End Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Toggle on that auto download button. It really helps support the show. We'll be back tomorrow with the Verde Pendon boys previewing the Nashville game and predicting the rest of the season schedule. Until then, easy. I'm Zach. Vamos Austin FC, everybody. Goodbye.
Welcome to the North End where the passion's running high. We're here to talk football, Austin FC, all right. ZG and E will take you on this ride. Week by week, side by side. It's section 1, 2, 3. We're the rowdiest in town. The Pirates game and Uncle Dave and Big Fudge all around. We sing our songs, we chant as one. Through thick and thin, the match day's just begun. In the North End, we stand together. Through every game, through any weather. From the first whistle to the final blow. The North End will never let go. Under the lights of Q2, our home, our sacred ground. In green and black, we fight, our voices loud and proud.